always to all you beautiful bunch of apes and dragons. I hope you're doing well. Hope you keep safe in a strange world. And welcome back to PickItUpGaming. It's been a while, hasn't it? Crazy world of life and everything else going on. But here I am again. You can't get rid of this mumbly mess. I don't really think there what to say. So anywho, let's get on this video. As you know guys, from previous times, it's time to get some basic facts about this game, Dark Souls 2, which getting the release of eldenring any moment now. I thought it quite appropriate time to talk about this game. Is it good? Was it bad? Let's find out. So right, so before we talk about little facts about this game, I have to let you know guys, as I'm quite honest and I'm an honest person, I did not play the original Dark Souls 2 when it was released. As you guys know in previous videos, I only really started these games about 3-4 years ago. Originally started with Bloodborne, then working with to Sekiro, then the original trilogy. So my view is maybe a bit skewed, but obviously keep that in mind while I'm discussing this game. So Dark Souls 2 was released in 2014 on the PS3, Xbox 360 and the PC. It was then relatedly ported with the Scholar of the First Sin edition onto the PS4, Xbox One, I do believe. So I think that fixed a lot of issues that people had with the original game, which is good to know that Frost Software go back and take care of the games. It also added 2 DLCs, which I quite enjoyed to be fair. But there we go. So in the grand scheme of things, I think this is probably people's least favourite game of Dark Souls series. Which I can see why at some points, but I think when you had such great hits that they've had, and they've done pretty consistently great games over the course of the lifespan of the company, it's always going to feature quite low on the list. But is it a bad game? An awful game? Because people seem to talk about this game, especially from the forums, the group communities you have on like the social media platforms, that it's the worst thing ever, and I have to disagree. It's not the best thing, don't get me wrong, and it's definitely in the middle. So when I first played this game, I went into quite a bit of a prejudice against it already, because there were people talking about it, and I kind of it seeped into my mind that it was an awful game. I wasn't having much fun with it, and I was quite pleasantly surprised by the end of it. Now, don't get me wrong, there are issues which I will talk about it, but it's no way near as bad as people say it is. Like I said, it's not the best game, and it's probably down towards the end of the list tier of From Software games, but it's definitely not awful. So, what are the plus sides about this game? I do like the hub world is probably the best hub world in terms of the original trilogy, Dark Souls 1, 2 and 3. I think being by the coast, being by the beach, that kind of peaceful atmosphere before you delve into the deep darks of the world is brilliant. Compared to the other two, which felt quite dreary and depressing and sad, this one gave you a bit of hope, a bit of life, when you have all your NPCs there and you can level up there and your stuff is nearby. It felt good to have that hub world before you went into the deep dark world of the woods and you faced all these bad bosses and evil demons and whatnot. So that was a plus side. I think there was the fact it's quite double-edged sword here. It's quite chunky in terms of how much is there and how much you have to do. So it's good, the fact that it'll keep you busy for a long time, and it's got a lot of replay value to it. And the DLCs are hugely fun and challenging, but it's also bad the fact you've got a lot of crappy bosses. Like there's a lot of bosses where you're thinking, does that really need to be here? Does that need to be a boss? There are some very good bosses, don't get me wrong, but there's also some bosses you think. Also as well, I think they tried to emulate what made Dark Souls 1 popular in terms of having the 2 boss fights, have like Ulti and Smile having their version in this game, whereas that felt balanced and felt fair. Sometimes in this game when you face the 2 bosses, it felt like complete crap to me, to be honest. It wasn't balanced, which I still think they struggled to find the balance they had for the first game, especially in the later games. But hopefully with Elden Ring they've addressed it, which I'm sure they will. Judging from what I've seen so far, it looks like they have. But despite obviously being quite bloated in some places, and some bosses feel like complete unnecessary time and just feel like they've been there just to kind of bulk the game up, I do like the fact most areas feel completely different from each other. They made the time to make things feel different in terms of the fiery places of the underground volcano to the frozen wastelands to the castle area of the games. They have made the effort to make areas feel completely unique in their own way, which, let's say, adds to the fact that it feels like a long game, which, depending on your point of view, can be bad, can be good. I enjoy that this has a lot to it and you can get lost in it. I enjoy that lots of weapons you can use, lots of different sets of armour. I don't like the fact they break so easily. I don't like the fact that you carry so many, these kind of things, and some parts of the games are spread out in terms of when you're on an upgrade weapon. I get obviously Dark Souls 1 and 1 and 3, there is that kind of same element, but these almost feel like they kind of really are different places where you want to get different things. Like I said, most of the time it's small gripes with this game. It plays relatively fine. It's still the same Dark Souls, the same kind of aspect of things, the same kind of formula. So overall, despite some few negatives, I still really enjoy this game. So like I said, is it a bad game? No. Is it a great game? No either. It's definitely in the middle. So if you want to play this game, I'd recommend it because it's still quite fun, and there's a new edition of obviously the Scholar First Editions. They've fixed a lot of issues, lots of bugs, so it's playable and it's enjoyable. And I think if you're a fan from Software, you love it. So anyway guys, I thought I'd get this video out before Elden Ring, which I'll be picking up on day 1 release because I can't wait for the game. I know people around the world can't wait. From what I've seen so far, it looks amazing, and hopefully I'll have a review out in the first couple of weeks after playing it. So guys, girls, humans across the world, hope you stay strong, stay safe, and stay strong even. And don't be afraid to talk. If you always want to talk, I'm always here at PickItUpGaming1 on Twitter, if not down in the comments section. So anyway, you beautiful humans, let's go and look at this beautiful sunset with the best NPC, the best guardian, the best level upper ever, the Emerald Herald. She's the best thing about this game, and the best thing From Software has ever done. Well, maybe not, but she's perfect. Bye!